podcasts we've done yet.
Which one? What's up, everybody? You're listening to Split Screen Gaming Podcast, the occasional weekly podcast where three lifelong friends correspond about video games from the comfort of their homes. I'm Chad Michael Innes.
I'm Holden DePardo.
And this week, joining us is special guest Marie Antoinette.
She couldn't be here for obvious reasons.
Not so obvious to me.
Okay. So you're
That's
insane.
still one sexy woman, headless and all.
Headless and all.
Gorgeous. We've got some great stuff for you. Both of us are really sleepy today, so it's gonna be a real good podcast. We've got some news. We got some good games of some good systems. We've got some good banter. I can already tell it's gonna be good because we scripted it all out. Everything I'm saying right now, I'm reading off of a piece of paper.
Yeah, this is actually a scripted podcast. We read.
It's true. This is like we just find scripts of movies that haven't been produced and we just read them on this podcast.
There's a surprising lot of movies to talk about video games in the week.
Yeah, they're very poorly written.
The dialogue's natural, at least. It's how people would really talk.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, Holden, let's start out like wait, no, hold on. This is our most ambitious podcast to date, you guys. We have a lot of stuff. We have news. We have some stuff. And we have some subscriber interrogatives.
No, we're going to talk this week about the best games of a console generation, as well as, or for the console, I should say, as well as the... Did you just say this?
No, I don't remember.
Well, I'm going to say it again. We're very tired for this podcast, obviously. We're going to talk about the best games of a console, as well as the game that best... I should say represents that console.
Represents or showcases?
Showcases.
Let's do that one.
We'll do both.
As I said, this is scripted. We're not making it up on the fly. You guys, we're gonna start like normal though, and we're gonna talk about what the hell have you been playing, Holden DePardo? Holden McGillicuddy DePardo. Your mom named you that. That's weird.
I'd rather you didn't share my full name on the podcast. Holden McGillicuddy DePardo.
Yeah, McGillicuddy. What is that? French?
Again, I don't want to go into it. I don't want people to think less of me or anything like that based on my region of origin.
Just tell the people what you played. Dear God.
I've been playing 3 games this week. I started off playing Mr. Shifty on the Nintendo Switch.
That shit looks good.
It is.
It looks fun.
It's really fun. Basically, I think you put it best. You're Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like
from X-Men, not Jake Gyllenhaal Nightcrawler. Very different Nightcrawlers.
that would not be a good game. Nightcrawler, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Just filming all of these horrible accidents. That would be kind of a good game. It's okay. Do you remember the Japanese game where you're taking pictures of ghosts?
Oh, what was that called?
Fatal
Frame. Yeah.
Yep, it's like that, except you're taking pictures of people dying and murders and things like that, and you're not doing anything to help.
Only on Nintendo Switch.
Only on Nintendo Switch.
In the game, you are like a Nightcrawler character in terms of his special powers, where he can just warp in short distances really quickly, and it's in the style of Hotline Miami, where it's top down. You have a lot of enemies coming at you. One hit, you're dead. So you kind of have to be really quick and think about who strategically I need to get first. At first, you're only fighting guys that have handguns. Then you have these really big guys that are really strong and tough. They don't have guns though, but they're harder to take down. Then you guys with shotguns come in. You got some machine guns. It's really fun, and it really builds on itself well. Apparently, there are some frame rate problems we talked about in the last episode. I haven't experienced it too much, but apparently they also happen in the later levels, which I don't know if I've made it there quite yet, because I've also been busy playing 2 other games.
What?
I know. Before I share my other 2 games... What else have you been playing? That is so gross.
That's what sex sounds like.
All right.
Kind of the biggest thing that I played this week, since I platinumed Horizon Zero Dawn last week.
Waste of time.
Waste of time, except best of time. The best of times, it was the worst of times. Actually, no, they were all the best of times. I spent 53 hours on that game, and it was beautiful. Delightful.
Beautiful?
Yeah. But this week, your computer!
Oh, it almost fell. I caught that.
Oh,
actually, the couch caught it.
The couch picked it up. Good job, couch. You get $1.
You're always looking out for me, couch.
What else did I play this week? Oh, what's the game? Oxenfree. Oxenfree.
That water is so cold and
I
delicious.
know, right? You can just feel it go all the way down into your bunghole. That's how water works. You drink it and it goes into your bunghole, right?
Tell me about your game.
My game is Oxenfree. I played that. I beat it. Played it all in one sitting. It took like 4 or 5 hours, maybe. This was an indie game that came out last year on PC pretty early, question mark. I just played it on PS4. It was part of the indie sale that happened on PS4 not too long ago. It was a great game. It was super cool, like sci-fi story of like using trying not to pay attention to you fiddling with this microphone.
It's gonna fall
having
over if I don't
really
fiddle.
hard time with it.
I'm trying to be quiet so the audience didn't know I was messing with my microphone. And then you blew that, Chad.
Oh man, what was I say? Oh yeah, really cool story with like accidentally calling aliens and summoning them with using this radio on this remote island that everyone goes to as part of a ritual of their high school. Anyway, really super cool game. Totally worth it. I paid $19 for it. It was a buy one get one free. So I guess I technically paid like $10 for it. But they also just released it on iOS for like $6 or $3 or something like that. I don't know, but totally worth your time. Great game. There's a lot of discussions for Game of the Year last year too, which was pretty cool.
But it didn't happen.
But it did not get Game of the Year anywhere, I don't think. Because Uncharted 4 came out last year. And what did get Game of the Year in a lot of places last year?
Overwatch.
Overwatch, that's right.
Overwatch, yeah, that was the big game. Another O game.
Oxenfree.
Oxenfree.
So that was the big thing I played. What else have you played?
I played a little bit of Graceful Explosion Machine, which I enjoyed. You watched a little bit of that. You didn't seem too interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like another...
Like Geometry Wars kind of
another
style game.
Twin stick shooter. Yeah, kind of Geometry Wars.
It's not twin stick though.
It looks twin stick.
It doesn't play twin stick. You shoot in one direction forward, and you can either look left or right.
So it's got 50% fewer sticks than twin stick shooters. Sounds like 50%.
I would say it's two. If you think the stick is 360 degrees, and this is two directions, so it's pretty narrow compared. But it's very fun. I enjoyed it.
urethra. Dang it, Bobby.
And then the other game I played was Wonder Boy. I probably put the most time into Wonder Boy.
What a condition. What a medical condition to have a narrow urethra.
So I played Wonder Boy.
Tell me about it. You're like a fish boy in this or something like that?
Actually, you start off as a boy.
That's incredible.
I know, just another boy. And then you fight a boss, and then you turn into a little lizard that shoots fire. And then you got
like a Charizard? Or Charmander?
No,
or Charmeleon?
He's green.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not the same thing. He's also not a Pokemon for trademark purposes.
Mm.
But no, basically you are trying to like lift these curses off of you. It's a remake of an old game from like 30 years ago or something like that. And you can, on the fly, switch back and forth to the old 8-bit style.
So is being a boy a curse, and you lift that and you find out that in real life you're a lizard,
No,
and then you find out that's a curse, and then you lift the lizard and find out the whole time you're actually a fish boy?
No, normally you are a boy.
Okay.
And then very early on in the game, you get a curse put on you because you fight a mecha dragon.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, but the best part about the game is the art style is gorgeous. Really, really nice. It's all hand-drawn.
Mecha.
And the animations are hand-drawn.
You know, people like Tex-Mex, I think they really just like cheese.
Tex-Mex has a lot of cheese in it.
It's mostly about the queso.
Living in Texas for 5 years, Tex-Mex is good.
I mean, that's what everyone from Texas is like. Oh, you think you like Mexican food? That's how people from Texas talk. You think you like Mexican food? Wait till you try Tex-Mex. You've never fucking tried anything else like it. And then they just order a lot of queso, and I love queso. So yeah, Tex-Mex is great.
It's great. It's fun.
There's no other food other than
fantastic.
queso, and you scoop it out with your hand or a straw.
Yeah. So Wonder Boy was fun.
Yeah, fish boy lizard soup.
Yep.
What else did I play, Holden? Thank you for asking, Holden.
I'm just a very thoughtful person.
I also played a little bit of Snake Pass while you were peeing for a long time. And I played 2 levels of Snake Pass.
I had to do more than Peach.
And I think I hate that game.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but it's not.
The control scheme is like the whole. that is the point of the game, is to have this obtuse control scheme as you're controlling the snake. And I just don't think it's fun enough to warrant having that.
Basically, you just control him going forward, and then you control the head, and everything just kind of follows the direction of the head.
Yeah.
But when you start having to climb up poles and stuff, like there's one point where there's this this long piece of bamboo that you have to like wrap around. But if you fall off the bamboo, you just plummet to your death. Wrapping around objects in that game is really fucking hard. There is something I think you might have missed though, and that's that you can
grip onto it with
okay.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
okay,
I got it.
Okay, you're a smart guy. You're a smart guy.
I'm a smart guy.
There's like one of 8 buttons to hit. You can figure it out. Yeah, and I didn't. So I guess everything I'm playing right now is just kind of holding me off until like Mario Kart comes out, and I haven't.
Would you go for as far as to say it's holding you off?
Oh, very good, very good.
Thank you.
I've never heard puns on my name before. That is a new one.
Thank you. Holding it in with Holden DePardo, trademark.
Someone had a good pun on my name, and they said that. Well, I can't remember. I'm going to botch it so much. I'm just not going to say it.
Bocce Ball's a fun game.
I'll tell you later on.
Speaking of our gaming podcast, Bocce Ball.
Bocce Ball.
The rich white bitch of sport.
That's our other podcast.
But it is fun, though. Have I played anything else this week?
I don't think you have, because you don't like video games, apparently.
Oh, yeah,
you
that's
never
right.
have things to share that you've been playing.
I think I played something the other day.
This is like the first time that you've shared that you've played a game. What we've been playing section.
Question? Nope, you're wrong. Have you been playing?
Incorrect.
Did you say all your games?
Yes,
Mr. Shifty, Mr. Swifty. Here you need an agent. What?
Those were
I am like,
all 3 games.
My brain right now. You guys are. This is a very special edition of this podcast, episode 9.
We need some sleep.
Yes, you guys. It is so late. It is literally 8 of the clock on April 23rd, 2017. It's so late.
And we have a long night ahead of us too. We're gonna do this, watch some Veep.
Oh, Veep.
And then Silicon Valley premieres tonight
Veep,
as well.
all over my pussy.
Which I couldn't not be less excited to find out what happens in.
You guys, do you remember what happened this week? Because you don't have to remember, because we have it written down and we're going to talk about it to you.
Are we?
Welcome to News Stories. Hold on, I'm going to start.
This podcast is so far is so stories. Like, we're doing stuff. We're so tired. All right.
Hey, what's our first news story I got? I'll tell you about it as soon as I unblock content blockers on GameSpot.com.
I have a story already,
Tell me about
already
it.
Ready. I think this is the biggest news story of the week, and it's not even that really big of news because it's obvious. Call of Duty World War II was finally announced.
Surprise.
And it's the same pictures they showed in the leak are the same pictures we saw. Not really any additional information other than that is coming out in the fall. The fall Call of Duty?
A November Call of Duty?
It never happens. So
also,
this is not really news, but
about
it is
World
news.
War II Call of Duty for 100 years.
The 100 years exactly, correct.
Also, Call of Duty World War II, they might as well just called it, the same thing we've always fucking done.
Actually, they haven't made a
Except
Call
the
of
last 2
Duty
years.
game that's in World War II, in like 9 years now, so.
I don't think you know how time works.
It's been 9 years.
Nope.
A World War II one? Yes, it's been
Really?
9 years, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, what
I
did you
guess
think
that's
I meant?
when I stopped playing them.
What did you think I said?
No, I just thought it had not been 9 years since they made a World War II
Yeah,
Call
no,
of
it's
Duty.
been 9 years.
Really?
World at War was the last
recount
one.
them.
Oh, this is going to be terrible. There's
Advanced
so many
Warfare, Ghosts,
No, it was Advanced Warfare,
Modern
Black
Warfare.
Ops.
I'm not
Ops 3.
naming them in order.
Okay.
Because I don't know the order.
Okay.
Advanced Warfare.
This is not going to help us at all.
Ghosts, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 7, Advanced Warfare 2, Ghost Singular.
Most of those aren't real Call of Duty games, but I would not be surprised if they came out eventually. This is actually, I think, guys making World War II are made Advanced Warfare. Yeah, Advanced Warfare. So, and I
know
don't.
what is surprising about this though?
What?
As far back as I can, and by that I can remember, like at least the last 3 or 4 years, Call of Duty they've always leaked something, but it has always been kind of officially announced at either an Xbox or Sony press conference at E3.
Yeah.
And the fact that they just put out a little news blurb today and saying more coming via our live stream or something like
the
that
28th,
on the 28th, that was
or
surprising
26th,
to me. Which means I don't know what that means for E3 and Call of Duty. whether they just like have an exclusive content that they show off, or
I seriously think that we're starting to gonna see the decline of Call of Duty. Not like it'll still be a big seller,
yeah.
but after Infinite Warfare, I think that the series might be on the decline. It's been out for a very long time, and franchises just don't usually last like this.
Especially like Zelda.
But Zelda's not released annually.
Yeah, neither is.
And also, Zelda's not a big seller either.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of hype because game journalists like it.
You know what else is not a big seller? Animal Crossing. Also not released yearly.
No,
also irrelevant to this conversation.
That is a huge seller. What are you talking about? Animal Crossing?
God,
Huge
those Animal
seller.
Crossing amiibos that are cards as well. Here's another news story. Oh, God, burps. McGillicuddy.
You like struggle to get, here's another news story. You couldn't get it out.
Hey, Sony released the top 20 best-selling PS4 games on PSN, and we're gonna pretend that we're platform agnostic a little bit, even though you're a Nintendo fanboy and I'm a Sony fanboy. But the only reason I'm reading this is because of the number one game on the chart that surprised the hell out of me. Do you know what that game was for April?
Number
And by
one?
April, I mean March.
Number one?
The number one best-selling PS4 game on PSN in the U.S. for March 2017.
So I'm going to take a guess here. I'm going to say, I don't have the story, so I don't know.
Okay.
This is new for me.
Think about some of the releases that came out.
Is it a PS4 game, a PSN game? Is it like a full PS4 game?
Best-selling PS4 game on PSN.
Okay. I'm going to say it is either Horizon Zero Dawn or Mass Effect Andromeda. I've not said it yet.
No. It's
Okay.
Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Really?
Yeah. Number one, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Number two, Horizon Zero Dawn. Number three, Mass Effect Andromeda. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I mean, I think
I haven't
that
heard anyone talk about that game.
totally. I thought that game kind of just dropped off the face of the earth. Like it came
Yeah.
out, dropped off the face of the earth. Everyone talked about Mass Effect and its weird faces, and then moved on.
Yep.
Interesting.
But apparently that was the number one best-selling PS4 game on PSN.
Fascinating.
I don't know whether they because I think there was like a sale where it was like $30, but I don't know whether they calculate best selling as sold the most numbers, made the most money. I don't know what that means for it, but that's just so surprising.
That is very surprising.
You don't hear anyone talking about that game, but then it is the number one best selling.
Not even that. There just wasn't a lot of fanfare in general for it. There was not a whole lot of marketing compared to the other games. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you my PlayStation story. The PS4 Slim is going to be upgraded to a 1 terabyte hard drive.
1 terabyte. Is it? Here's the question: is it upgraded or is a 1 terabyte model also available?
So it says that it will continue to sell for $299. It'll be arriving on store shelves for, this month.
Is the 500 discontinued or discounted?
Let me see what this article says.
How about you fucking read your stories before you bring them to my fucking show?
I'm just clarifying. It's not your show. It's our show.
It's my show. It's an odd-numbered one, so I get to
The company
introduce
is
it
no
today.
longer shipping the 500 gigabyte.
Good for
model.
you, Sony. I wonder if like the stores have the ability to discount them on their own. I'm sure they do.
Yeah,
That's how
well, they probably
science
want to
works.
get rid of those units as well, so they can get the 1 terabyte units in.
Are you kidding
I
me?
think
No,
this is
they
good.
probably want to take people who don't know the 1 terabyte's coming and be like, oh yeah, buy this 500 at full price. That's great. And then be like, ha ha ha, suckers.
I am glad about this because I'm not going to buy a new system, or a new PS4 at least, but I have a 500 gig PS4.
Yeah.
It's not enough. Those games are massive in size.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? Call of Duty, I don't play Call of Duty, but Call of Duty I think is like over 100 gigabytes, which is fucking absurd. Uncharted is like 50 or 60 gigs.
Yeah.
Even the Dark Souls games aren't too bad, but they're still like about 25 gigabytes each
And then you
or
have
so.
your Drive Club save file.
Which is 10 gigs.
I think regardless, this is totally off topic, but I think regardless, whether they release like a bundle or a price drop on the PS4 Pro, I'm getting one after E3.
Really?
Yeah. Even if it's the same price, I'll get it, but I'm hoping that maybe they drop the price or they bundle in something. I'm getting a PS4 Pro for that VR.
Get a Switch instead. You already have a PlayStation 4.
I'm going to sell my PlayStation 4. That way I only end up paying the price of a Switch for my PS4 Pro.
Oh, so you could have just gotten a Switch. Sell
Holden,
your PS4.
VR is important to my life.
Speaking of VR, there is a new story I have that is not gaming related, but it is VR related.
Okay.
Facebook bought Oculus, and then Facebook...
Holden, that happened years ago.
I know that happened years ago.
You're bringing that to our news story right now?
You're not letting me finish, all right? You need to relax, Chad. I know you're tired, but...
Oh, my God. Well, go ahead. Tell your story. I'll take a nap.
It is nap-worthy, because what Facebook is doing is so fucking dumb. It's called VR Spaces, or Facebook Spaces, and it's like their VR experience. It's like social VR. Basically, you wear the headset, and you are in like a zoo with a bunch of pandas or something like that, and you're with your friends who are cartoon versions of your friends in VR. It just looks absurdly stupid.
Minute. I wasn't listening because I was pouring water. VR, you're going to a virtual zoo with your friends in VR?
With Facebook Spaces.
That's exactly what I want from VR.
That's exactly one of the possibilities with Facebook Spaces. But you can only go with your friends who also have VR.
Can you go by yourself?
I'm sure, but I mean
that's like being able to explore virtual areas of the world.
Oh no! You're misunderstanding it. It is not like you can explore the zoo. You just sit there, and there's like a zoo happening around you. Like you might be at one part of the zoo.
Zoos don't happen.
Or like another example is like they showed basically more or less VR drone footage of like a drone flying through it was like a lake with forests surrounding it, and you're just like above the lake with the forests, and you're there at a coffee table like floating in space with your cartoon versions of your friends.
I don't think you understand this very well.
It's
you're not explaining it very well.
It's so bizarre. I'm explaining it. I'm explaining exactly what it is. You are like at this virtual cartoon coffee table with cartoon versions of your friends in real world recorded places in VR.
You're at a cartoon coffee table above a lake flying through the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really weird. And it sounds terrible, but Facebook is doing it.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see like more things happening in VR because I fucking love it.
This is a thing, but it's not. I don't think it's a good thing. All right, your turn. I did 2 stories in a row, actually.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm
you do 2 in a row.
freaking pissed. I pissed in my pants about it. What if that's what being pissed off meant? Like, or being pissed at somebody. Like, you get so mad you pee your pants. Like, I just walk in, see a customer at work, and I'm like, oh, and then I pee myself.
I just feel like that would encourage people to want to make other people mad. Ooh, I bet if I make him mad enough, he'll piss his pants.
Oh, that's great.
And then he'll get madder and piss his pants again.
Friday the 13th. Have you heard of this game? The Friday the 13th game that's coming?
No, I haven't.
Really? It's actually pretty cool looking. It's a game where you play as the campers at Camp Crystal Lake, and then one person also gets to play as Jason. And it's basically just a survival game. And you can all pair together to kind of defend against Jason. It's kind of one of those asymmetrical, kind of like Evolve or something like that, where one person's a monster, things like that. But it actually looks kind of really cool. But it's launching in May with the multiplayer component, and then they're adding actually a single-player component later, which is cool. I'm very concerned because those asymmetric multiplayer-only games haven't really done that well. Like, Evolve is now free to play, and they're struggling to keep a player base, things like that. But it looks really cool. I definitely want to try it. But it's $40 coming out May 26th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I'd try it.
But it's 1v7 asymmetric multiplayer. It looks really cool. You should watch a trailer for it.
I should watch a trailer for it. You should watch a trailer for Facebook Spaces.
Oh my god. Do they even have a trailer?
They do.
What is with you and these things that have trailers that I can research and enjoy?
I could say the same about you. Next story, right. Chad. Give me another one.
I'm a grown woman. Hold on. This one's a kind of a sad one that I want to have a little bit more conversation about.
Okay.
Nintendo. This one. We'll go with this one. Nintendo will reportedly release SNES Classic
Edition.
You stole that
from me.
Year. This is what I really want. NES Classic, that's cool. SNES, you got Donkey Kong. You got... Did you ever play the Lord of the Rings SNES game? You got Power Rangers.
This is a Lord of the Rings SNES game?
Oh, yeah, and it's okay.
I don't think they'll include that one.
You got Earthbound. You got Super Mario All-Stars.
You got Link to the Past.
You got Link to the Past. This is the shit. This is the one I want.
Anytime someone's like, oh man, the old era of video games were so good. The NES games are so much better than games are nowadays. I'm like, to me, older games started getting really good with the SNES.
Oh my god, Mario Kart. Star Fox.
Never played the SNES version of Mario Kart.
Oh my god.
It used to have a wireless controller because apparently the cord was way too short.
It doesn't have to have a wireless controller. Just
a
have
long
one that's
cable.
longer than a foot and a goddamn half.
I don't know why they did. They want to replicate the feeling or the experience of sitting in front of your TV, like playing.
Did you ever have a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo?
No.
Those controller wires were so goddamn long.
Oh, were they?
They were
really?
like 10 foot each, and then you could buy extensions that make them 20 feet.
Oh wow.
They were huge. It's because people knew you're gonna be sitting in your living room, and you need to have the controller reach. Yeah, and then they're like, oh, you want a classic little mini system? We'll give you little mini cords so you can fry your mini irises while looking at the TV.
Maybe the cord is proportional in length to the size change.
So this is not announced by Nintendo, but
it's gonna happen.
Eurogamer, whose sources correctly leaked information about Nintendo Switch's console prior to its reveal, claimed that the SNES Classic Edition or SNES Mini in Europe will be released in time for Christmas, and that development is underway.
They are not going to talk about that at E3 at all.
Nope. They will just one day be like, hey, this is a thing. Try to get it.
And
joke's on
no
you.
one will be able to get it. I really hope. So they said last year that they did not anticipate the demand for the NES. Now they know what the demand's going to look like.
Yep.
And I would argue it's going to be even higher for the SNES.
Yep.
So I really hope they do a good job with this in terms of supply because I want one. I would pay $100 over the $60 or whatever it costs for the SNES Classic. I'd pay $100 for that thing if they meant that they can make more of them and I can get one more easily.
Prove it. I want you to pay more money right now to me.
No.
I won't give you an SNES, but I just want to know that you're willing to pay more money for something.
That sounds like a great idea, Chad.
Yep.
Which is, I'll square cash it to you right now.
Thank you. All right. Read as many stories as it takes for you to get done with your stories.
Well, you stole one from me, so I only have one, and it's very short.
Yeah.
It was really just I was seriously I'm gonna do this quick mention of the story, and then I'll go to SNES Classic, and then Chad ruined it for me. Because that's what Chad does. He ruins things for me on this podcast all the time.
That's a burp.
That was a burp.
Actually, it was a dragon.
That was not a dragon.
I have a baby dragon.
Here there be dragons.
Norbert.
So Jonathan Blow, who made Braid, who made The Witness, which is one of my favorite games of last year.
That's Jonathan's last name.
Jonathan? Wait. Jonathan? Here we go. So I'm really excited about Jonathan.
Sorry, that's Breath. That's Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Jonathan.
Yeah. His next game, he showed a quick prototype of it off. And essentially, this is really quick. Essentially, all we know is that it involves a 3D character on a grid platform with a block that can move around the platform. That's all we know. But I'm excited because he did so much with lines in The Witness that I want to see what he can do with the block on a platform now. And I will wait 7 years for it.
God, this guy sounds fascinating.
The Witness is truly a brilliant game.
I bet he's a great boyfriend. He's not boring at all.
Yeah. He has like so many positions he's figured out. I had no idea there were like 900 different positions you can do in Missionary. I had no clue.
So this last story kind of takes me into like a little baby topic that I just want to put out there. I don't know. There's not a solution for it in my head, but the topic is Sony is shutting down servers for select PS4, PS3, and PS Vita games.
Even PS4 games?
Well, there's one PS4 game, yeah.
Which one?
If you are a big fan of High Velocity Bowling on PS3.
Damn it!
Medieval Moves, Deadman's Quest. Or this one, Sports Champions and Sports Champions 2. That was actually kind of popular. Or on PS Vita, if you played Mod Nation Racers Road Trip. Or Killstrain on PS4.
Wanted to like Mod Nation Racers a lot more.
Yeah, me too. Killstrain on PS4. So, as these games, like, as we get more into the digital age and the online community and things like that, like, as games are no longer played that often. Got to cut the cord, turn off online functionality because it's just not cost efficient to keep them up and running.
Yeah.
Which, for game preservation, kind of sucks. You can never again access the online features of these games, which means going forward, if we want to, like if an SNES or an NES game, you can go back and you can play that in its exact form as it was intended to be played day one, and you can play that today, whether it's on the original cartridge, whether it's on a ROM or something like that. In some way, Virtual Console, it has been preserved as it was intended to be. But going forward with all of these like servers that you need to have up and running, 30, 40 years from now, there's going to be so many games that, one half of this is the online functionality is gutted, so you're only getting to play a handful of features. Or what's weirder or more upsetting is that for game preservation's sake, if you have a physical disc, all of the day one patches and content updates and things like that, if you 30 or 40 years from now still have that physical media, you're not playing the game. The end game nowadays is very different than what's on that disc.
Well, I think we had talked about earlier, like a few weeks ago, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 when that came out.
Yeah.
And it only had like the tutorial and the first few levels on it, and there was a 7 gigabyte patch or day one update that added the rest of the game.
So how do you preserve that? Do you reprint another one, Game of the Year, plus all the good shit?
The answer is they don't.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. There have been games that have already been lost to the past. I know I talk about Zelda a lot, but it's very relevant right now. There is a game called BS: The Legend of Zelda. Swear to God, it's called BS: The Legend of Zelda. It doesn't have our bullshit. I think it's like broadcasting system or something like that. And it was an internet-connected SNES that a game was literally broadcasted to you, and you would go around the Hyrule fields. You'd be playing the same thing everyone else the same exact time was playing, but you obviously can't reproduce that again. So
that's all your fault.
It's just lost in time. And I think even the Wii games are going to have a problem.
Yeah, being stuck on a system with motion controls like that how do you replicate that on future hardware?
Yeah. It's interesting because the video game industry faces a problem very different than the movie industry. Movie industry, they can just...
Yeah, no matter what, it shows up on a screen.
Yeah, unless like they lost the film reels or they aged or something like that.
Yeah.
But games, that's not necessarily the case. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is sad.
But at the same time, though, games, as software, it all builds on itself. So games get better and better and better. You don't need to go back to those crappy old games.
You're right. You're right. Speaking of going back to crappy old games, let's move on to this week's kind of big topic. We're going to put ourselves in a scenario.
You forgot the topic.
Nope. I'm trying to figure out how to frame it. We're going to put ourselves in a scenario. Somebody died. Somebody died in 1980. When did the NES come out? In 1980,
84.
84. They died.
84.
And then we figured out how to bring people back to life today. And they're like, oh my God, right before I died, video games are about to be a huge thing. What have I missed? So we are going to figure out for every system, console and handheld, from the NES to now, what one game is the best game on that system, in our opinion, and what one game best represents that system. So what one game should this person play from NES to the current systems?
So in this scenario, they died right before the NES came out?
They died right before the NES came out.
So we'll start with the NES.
Yes.
I think the two obvious games on that list are Legend of Zelda and New Super Mario Bros.
Ooh.
Final Fantasy, I think, it should be on there too.
You think that Legend of Zelda should be like the absolute game that they should play on the Nintendo's entertainment system?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
I think Super Mario Bros. 3 is like... That is the best game on the system by far.
Okay.
But you haven't played Super Mario Bros. 3.
I haven't.
Yeah, I think Super Mario Bros. 3 is definitely the best game. It's maybe not... Maybe it is the game that showcases it best as well.
Well, it has to be... We can't have the same game for both, can we?
Yes, you can.
You can? So...
Yes, you can.
So, okay. So... I haven't played New Super Mario Bros. 3, so I can't say if it's better than Zelda or not.
Hold on. You're showing your age. New Super Mario Bros. Is something that started with the Wii generation.
Did I just say New Super Mario Bros? I did
Several times.
Super Mario Bros. Old style. Retro
There
style.
you go. Old. Super Mario Bros. 3 old.
So I just aged myself. I just showed how young I am. So I haven't played Mario Bros. 3. I have played Legend of Zelda. I have played Super Mario Bros. The original. I think that in terms of a game that showcases the NES the best, I really do think that is Zelda.
Really?
It implemented a save mechanic that was like brand new at that moment. That was not possible on like the Atari systems of the past before. I think it was more of the cartridge, however. The cartridge had something built inside of it. So I don't know if that really counts as showcasing the ability of the NES if they had to add something as an addendum to the NES to make that happen. But I guess what are we showing off with the NES? Like, what's the big thing about the NES? Like that?
I don't know. The Rob the Robot?
Oh, yeah. That's right, because it wasn't video games.
The Olympic
it was an
mat where you
entertainment
could jump
system.
On it?
No, we have to have a game that utilizes the Power Glove really well.
Oh, that Power Glove, yes. No, I think like visually what you're able to do and mechanically what you're able to do, Super Mario Bros. 3 kind of knocked it out of the park.
Okay.
So
you're saying that's the one on both accounts?
I think so.
Okay. You have more experience with that than I do, so I'll just take your
I'm
word for it.
old fuck.
I also called it New Super Mario Bros.
You did.
So
You did.
the graphics of New Super Mario Bros. Blew everything else in that generation out of the water.
Atari 7800. We're gonna pretend that doesn't exist because I've never played one.
Yeah, not even.
What is on that? Galaga?
Snake Pit.
Snake
Pit. You know.
So we're gonna tell this guy, listen, Atari came out. Don't do it.
They don't last that much longer.
Sega Master System. This is gonna be hard for us.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Sega. I'm just gonna say whatever Sonic game was out on it.
I'm pretty sure the Phantasy Star came out on Sega Master System.
Just straight up to me, and I'm gonna get. Thank God we don't have a big audience because I'm gonna get so much shit for saying this. To me, here are the systems that matter in our lineup: NES, SNES, N64, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One.
You're forgetting about the Game Gear.
I don't give a shit about the Game Gear.
I'm gonna say Sega Master System, Phantasy Star, because I think that was on it, and it was a pretty.
I thought Phantasy Star was on the Dreamcast. Was it
Phantasy
also?
Star Online was on the Dreamcast.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Phantasy Star 1 through 4 was on earlier Sega systems.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm gonna say, and maybe I don't know, a Sonic game. Who the fuck cares?
Sonic, just that Sonic game. Sonic.
Super Cassette Vision. What the fuck is that? Wikipedia, come on.
Oh no, there are some great games in the Super Cassette Vision. Great system.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Sega Genesis.
You just take the reins of this one. I have no idea what came out
I
on
didn't
that.
play Sega Genesis. Okay, so maybe this was a bad idea to do this. Maybe we should have just said consoles that matter. Sega Genesis. We'll pick another fucking Sonic game and another Phantasy Star game.
Yep.
Super Nintendo. Here we go. Nintendo.
All right. So I think this one we're gonna have some contention over. I think the game that utilizes the hardware of the SNES the best is Star Fox.
Star Fox. Ooh. Star Fox Super Nintendo, not Star Fox 64 that you're thinking of, right?
Obviously, because we're talking about the SNES.
I'm just making sure.
Yes.
We did say New Super Mario Bros. Interesting.
That or Donkey Kong. Because Donkey Kong had that...
Donkey Kong Country 2?
Yeah.
Diddy Kong's Quest?
Not Donkey Kong, the arcade game.
No.
That utilized the SNES to its max.
Yeah.
Because what's the name of that like style where it's like using pictures or something like that?
Yeah, the pre-rendered backgrounds and things like that.
Yeah, pre-rendered backgrounds.
Yeah, they look gorgeous for the time. Definitely.
So I think like utilizing the system the best, those two games. One of those two games I think is the best example.
I had a lot more fun and played a lot more of Diddy Kong's Quest, Donkey Kong Country 2. God damn it, fucking car alarm. Will you close the window behind you? Great.
That helped.
Oh, great. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest will be my vote. You can vote Star Fox.
I'm going to vote Star Fox,
cool.
Yeah.
It has, however, the game that everyone should play, Super Mario All-Stars. If there was one cart, it would be Super Mario All Stars.
That doesn't count.
Plus Super Mario World, but Super Mario World.
That doesn't count. Super Mario World is very, very good.
Yeah.
I think your affinity is always going to be Mario games and on the Nintendo systems. Mine's always going to be Zelda. Link to the Past. Oh, so because the next system, I'm sure that will be easier. The Link to the Past is what set the standard of that entire franchise going forward.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
That's where the main mechanics of Zelda, like Breath of the Wild, is Link to the Past, basically, in terms of like it's setting a foundation for how the franchise is going to go going forward. Ocarina of Time is a gigantic ripoff of Link to the Past. It's just made 3D. The structure is literally identical.
But is that the best game on the Super Nintendo?
Absolutely, it's the best game on Super Nintendo.
Objectively or subjectively?
Objectively, actually. It's very widely considered.
In my opinion, you're wrong.
It's considered one of the best games of all time, sometimes even above Ocarina of Time.
But Super Mario World, it's like literally the best Mario
all
game.
Mario games are
literally the best Mario. No, this Mario game introduced all of the secret exits, all of the kind of hidden features, those keys. The Yoshi was introduced for the first time. Come on. Blah, blah. He didn't make that noise in this game, but...
Oh, yeah, he definitely doesn't make it, so no, we're not doing it.
He pooped eggs.
So I think this is another one.
In them.
You vote Super Mario World, I vote Link to the Past.
And then this guy will be like, that guy's really young, and I was dead once, so I'm going to believe Chad. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Fuck the Sega CD. Fuck. Okay, if you grew up on Sega systems, you're stupid until we get to Dreamcast. PlayStation.
No, all listeners have stopped listening.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Best game on the system. And
I don't have a lot of experience in the system.
I think I'm going to go
Metal Gear Solid
on both.
Yeah.
Game that you should play and game that best showcases the system.
If you really think about it, it is the only game that I can think of, and granted, I didn't play a lot of PlayStation, the only game that has a modern feel to it.
Yeah. It wasn't the first, but I think it was one of the first that utilized the DualShock.
If you look at Crash Bandicoot, I'm sorry, but that was not a great 3D platformer in hindsight.
I don't think anyone's claiming that it is.
Well, people love that game nostalgically enough to the point enough.
I think Tim Geddes is the only person in the world that loves that game.
No, well, apparently not, because they're going to remake or remaster all those games for the PlayStation 4 coming out in 2 months.
I know. And
I was watching the preview gameplay
coming out
of it.
on Tim Geddes' birthday.
Is it really?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
That's so funny. They made it only for him.
Yes.
That's hilarious. And like Tomb Raider's on there.
Yeah, they never really played great.
Nothing. I don't remember anything playing awesome on
If I
PlayStation.
could, I mean, the only other thing that kind of creeps in there, for some reason, Twisted Metal is in my head, but that's no, it won't either one. But Final Fantasy VII.
Well, also Twisted Metal was really good on PS2 with Twisted Metal Black.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was the reason for PlayStation existing. Was Square said, "Hey, we want to make this game. We can't fit it on your thing," and also Nintendo said, "Fuck you. We don't want your CD peripheral." So like, cool. We're gonna put Final Fantasy on this thing, and we're gonna use CDs, and we're gonna make it our own PlayStation thing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So, Final Fantasy utilized to the best. Metal Gear Solid is the best, or vice versa.
Yeah, one of the two. We're just gonna pick 2 games for each system. Who the fuck cares how we categorize them? Because that's what we do. Welcome to Split Screen Gaming Podcast, the occasional weekly podcast. Next up, Sega Saturn. Go blow yourself. Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64.
Best game, Ocarina of Time.
I think I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Mario 64, actually. That was a tougher battle for me, 64 versus Ocarina of Time, than it was for Super Mario World.
I think Mario 64 wins the Showcase Award.
Yes.
Because
joystick?
Yeah, the joystick, and it was also the first one that's like, this is how you can make a game in 3D space, and it's fucking brilliant.
And it launched. It's, apart from Breath of the Wild, is one of the best launch games ever made.
Well, it was one of 2, so...
Well, I'm talking about, like...
You had the option of Mario 64 or Pilot Wings, so...
But that doesn't matter. Like, I'm saying, as that one game...
Yeah.
That was one of the best games you can get at the launch
I'm
of
agreeing
any
with
systems.
you, and I'm qualifying your statement.
Okay.
Because I like to be argumentative, and people enjoy our banter.
So not a lot of debate there. I think we pretty much agree.
Next up, the Apple Bandai Pippin.
Also known as the N64.
Somewhere in here... Oh, this list doesn't have handhelds on it. Let's talk about Game Boy.
Oh, yeah, Game Boy.
Game Boy / Game Boy Color. Pokemon.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Like the Zelda games are great in that, but the Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Pokemans.
The Pokemans.
I would say that. What?
The one that really made it take off was Tetris, though.
Yeah, that was the game I was thinking
That's
of.
the one that everyone had to have a Game Boy for Tetris. That's the one that my parents...
Technically, it came with Tetris.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It came with Tetris.
Because it came out before I was born.
Yep.
But
89.
That was the one where, like, parents were coming into our rooms in the middle of the night saying, "Where's Tetris? I need to play Tetris." I'm like, "Mom, I'm asleep. Give me the Game Boy."
Apparently your parents are from The Exorcist or something.
When they haven't had their Tetris fix.
Captain Nemo needs his Tetris fix.
Oh, man.
What was it? No, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, Pokemon. I think Tetris is a good...
Yeah. Link's Awakening, really good, but I think that Pokemon definitely is the crowner. Is the crowner. It's the crown.
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance, that's even tougher. But honestly, I'm not even going to say Zelda game, because that Zelda game I didn't really care for that much. A Minish Cap. I would say Advanced Wars was
a Minish
awesome.
Cap at Game Boy Advance?
Yeah.
Why do you think that was DS?
Because it came out in 2005.
Oh.
Which is a year after the DS came out, yet it came out on the Game Boy Advance. Interesting. Advance Wars was my favorite Game Boy Advance game.
I never played Advance Wars, but I know everybody loves it. Ooh, that was a hiccup.
It was a high-pitched squeal hiccup. That was hilarious. That's what pigs sound like when they hiccup.
I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Advance Wars is it's basically the same guys who made Fire Emblem made Advance Wars.
All 90 Fire Emblems with every Marth that looks all the same as every other Marth.
Yep. And what made Advance Wars so awesome was it was really good strategy. It was really good strategy games for the tactics you could take, and I don't know, the vibe was super cool. You were like this scrappy general, like who's a kid almost, not really, but he looked like a kid, and you just had to take on the Black Hole Army. And it was just a very basic plot, but it was
nice.
Fucking like as a kid, like when you play games as a kid, like your imagination kind of creeps into like the story, and you're kind of like making it up a little bit.
Yep.
Like that happened hardcore with that game for me. Like I just made my own scenarios. It's like fuck it, whatever. Like they were saying, this is my story of Advance Wars. I loved it.
Nice. I think I'm gonna have to just go with that with you because all I can think of that I played on Game Boy Advance that came out was all like a Pokemon game. Or like
which we already did for the last one, and they weren't really. Pokemon games were not that much different year on year.
No, they
or
weren't.
Generation over generation.
But or they're like re-releases of Super Nintendo games or things like that.
What about WarioWare?
I don't think it was WarioWare. I think it was just I don't think WarioWare was on Game Boy Advance, was it?
I think so. There was a WarioWare. I think there were two of them. There was WarioWare, and there was like a WarioWare where you tilted it or something like that. I think there's two of them, but I like the first WarioWare game a lot. And that was I think that was one of the best utilizations of the Game Boy hardware because it just used it in insane ways. I mean, you're still hitting the buttons, obviously. You weren't you couldn't use a gyroscope. There was no gyroscope built into it, but that was a fun game.
Cool.
Moving
on from the Apple Pippin was Sega Dreamcast. This is where you Sega people can finally stop blowing yourself. Sega Dreamcast. This game system was the shit.
I never had one.
First of all, Phantasy Star Online on a game console, you were connected to other people via 56K modem for the first time.
56K modem.
And it was a pretty awesome fucking game. But also, I think Soul Calibur deserves a mention here. Because that kind of, like, having a fighter in a 3D space like that, people freaked the F out when that fighting game came out. And then you also saw Sonic Adventure, which was a garbage game, but everyone pretended they loved it. I feel like that's the
case with every Sonic game.
Yeah.
There's this
people
guy
are just lying to themselves for decades.
There's this guy at work, Nick. He has a Sonic tattoo, and even he's like, "Yeah, those games weren't that fantastic."
If you asked me up until, I don't know, maybe 23 years old, I would have told you, yeah, I fucking love Sonic the Hedgehog. He's so cool. But I think I just like the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons.
They had cartoons?
Oh, yeah,
right,
they did. He loved chili dogs. Fuck yeah, I had those VHSs. And Sonic X, yeah. So I think I would probably say showcasing the system, Phantasy Star Online, because oh man, but
that was one of the first serious online games that you could really buy, and people played the shit out of that. People forget Dreamcast was really popular at first, with games like that, and then it kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Cool. Crazy Taxi. People love fucking Crazy Taxi. All right. PlayStation DOS.
Here's where PlayStation, I thought, actually got good.
Tell me your opinion.
I would say the best game on PlayStation 2.
Yep.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Ooh.
Great.
I liked that game a lot.
I also didn't have a PlayStation 2, so this is me playing it on PlayStation 3, or PlayStation Now, I should say.
I don't know if I could say that was the best game.
Oh, so good.
Because I mean, you also had like GTA San Andreas, and
I think that utilized the hardware the best, because games like that weren't really possible before.
Ah, gosh. Yeah, I think if I had to pick, like, hey, you should play this game, it would be Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah.
It's such a... I'm not going to say it's a perfect game, because it's not a perfect game.
God of War.
God of War, okay. Star Wars Battlefront for me. Those games were fucking awesome. Not the best games ever, but that's a really good one, yeah.
That's hard.
I think this is where it's going to get a lot tougher for us to determine what the best game was of the generation. But I would put my money on Shadow of the Colossus. Or, what were the two Final Fantasy games that came out? Because there were two really good Final
Fantasy 11 was the MMORPG.
Well, technically, I'm talking single player ones. 10 and 12.
10 and 12, yeah.
12 was supposed to be fantastic. 10 is supposed to be fantastic as well.
12 is coming out remastered soon.
Oh, is it? Interesting.
Yeah.
That was the first time they did a real-time action.
I think so. I never played it. I'm going to whenever it comes out again. But,
what do you think?
I'm thinking GTA San Andreas and Shadow of the Colossus.
I'm thinking that too.
Hot. Moving on. GameCube.
No. Oh, GameCube, yes. So you're going to be surprised by this.
Why?
What do you think
Because you're going to say Luigi's Mansion.
I never played that.
Oh.
What my favorite game, and I think utilizes the hardware the best on the GameCube.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh, that is a good game. Metroid Prime.
See, Metroid Prime I want as the Wii.
It came out on
Metroid
GameCube.
Prime.
It came
Metroid
out
Prime
on
Trilogy, or maybe Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.
That came out on no. So I have a game that takes better advantage of the motion controls than that.
Yeah,
on the Wii.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll
get to that. But on the GameCube, absolutely is Metroid Prime.
Yeah,
3.
I think Metroid Prime is definitely up there.
Here's why. At that time, first-person shooters were very popular. They were just really starting to kind of come to consoles in a big way with like Halo, which we'll get to Xbox in a little bit.
Yep.
Those games hadn't really figured out the collision on their worlds quite as well. So like they generally had flat-ish worlds. Metroid Prime had like space stations that were partially underwater, that were completely slanted, like worlds that you just like had not seen before in games. The vibe and atmosphere of that game was incredible because of the power that console is able to provide. So it utilized the system very, very well, but it's also just the best fucking game on that system. And you know me, Wind Waker's one of my favorite games of all time. Better than Wind Waker, better than Twilight Princess, better than Mario Sunshine, better than Animal Crossing.
All right.
I would
Metroid
love to...
Prime is like the... No, I freaking loved Metroid Prime.
Yeah. But Sunshine is a good one up there too. That's actually my favorite Mario game. Now, keep in mind, I've not played Galaxy, which is a big shame of mine.
Oh, shit.
I know, it's a big
I
shame
forgot
of
about
mine.
Galaxy. Fuck Metroid Prime 3 Corruption on Wii. We'll get there. Yeah, I think I'll go with you on Metroid Prime.
Mm-hmm. Such a good game.
So good.
Also,
so good.
Which was a limited time exclusive on that system, too, was Resident Evil 4, which I don't think many people know about, but that was a GameCube game at first.
Yeah. He said he would cut his own head off if he ever saw it come to other consoles.
And then it
came to every console.
Yeah.
Ever.
Ever. It's on PlayStation 4 right now.
That game, though, is best on Wii.
I have heard that.
That game is absolutely the best iteration on Wii.
So let's do Xbox, then we'll jump to the Wii.
Xbox.
I never had an Xbox. Do you have an Xbox?
Yeah, I had an Xbox, and I played the shit out of everything in the world on it.
This is the best utilization of the system. Halo.
I'm
Halo
torn
2,
over Halo or Halo 2.
Halo 2, I mean.
Well, Halo 2 story-wise.
No, but
like,
utilizing
cut
the
it off midway.
system.
But yeah,
the best
utilizing the
Halo
system,
2.
The online multiplayer aspect, Halo 2, yeah, totes my goats. My goats, your goats, toast them all. Toast the goats.
What else was really popular on Xbox? Like, that was exclusive.
Ninja Gaiden Black.
Okay.
There was KOTOR was exclusive to Xbox.
Was it? Interesting.
Question mark. I don't remember. But yeah, definitely Halo 2.
I can't think of anything else that was on that system. I don't remember there being that much.
I mean, what if we had done any research about this beforehand?
I think it's funner that we haven't done any research beforehand. I mean, we could just look up stuff right now, but I think just naming it off the top of our heads is fun. Maybe we'll return to this in the more like...
oh, fuck.
Yeah. What?
This is just like... This doesn't make either of these two options, but man, did you ever play Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2?
I think we've been over this before. I've never played Baldur's Gate.
Okay, Baldur's Gate is...
From BioWare.
Listen. Baldur's Gate is very different than Dark Alliance.
Okay.
It's under the same Baldur's Gate and little thing, but Dark Alliance, it was an action RPG.
Ooh.
But it was good as shit. Also, that game was very rare, and you can sell it for a lot of money nowadays if you have a copy. I do have a copy, but it doesn't work because it's scratched, so it's worthless.
You don't need to tell the people on eBay that, though.
So
that happened while I was shipping. I don't know how it got scratched.
That is irrelevant, but I'm glad I brought it up. You're welcome, America. If you can find some way to play Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2, fucking do it.
So here's where we start getting to the good systems. Let's start talking about Xbox 360 first, because that came out first.
Xbox 360, go.
I think the game that utilizes the 360 the best, or the game that is the best on the system overall, that's really tough for me, but I'm going to say Mass Effect.
I think I would agree with that.
There still isn't a game that...
Gears of War, though.
Okay.
Like Gears of War 2.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, those games, when they came out, were fucking gorgeous.
I'm sorry, moment to go back to PS2. Jak and Daxter series, Ratchet and Clank series.
Meh.
How do those not come up?
Meh.
Okay, sorry, we'll go back to 360 now. So...
yeah, Gears of War, when they came out, they were like, holy shit, this is... What are you laughing at?
No, I just remember this thought. This kid had me convinced that when the 360 came out, it was backwards compatible with PS2 games.
Oh my god.
And I believed him.
You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. Like, the whole, like, different company thing didn't, like, quite click for me. Like, oh yeah, Sony would totally never let Microsoft do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go ahead.
So I would make an argument for Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. I'd probably say 2.
There's a fourth one too, Judgment.
When that one came out on. Oh, that was 360?
That was 360.
Judgment, yeah. I would make a case for Gears of War as like maybe one of the... Oh, it's tough. Especially
really
since
tough.
this console generation was so long. It was 10 years, like...
It was super long, yeah. Like, most games we probably think of came out on that. I mean, there's Dead Space. Dead Space was mighty
I love Dead
good.
Space.
Technically, Dark Souls was also on the 360.
I'm going to say Mass Effect. for like technically what was possible in a game.
Yeah.
And then game I think you should play on 360. I'm gonna go with Gears of War 2.
Yeah, like because that was an exclusive to the like you got an Xbox to play those exclusive games.
Yeah,
that was probably the most notable one. Halo never really hit the same strides in the 360 for me that it did on the Xbox.
We skipped a little bit. We're gonna pause before we go to PS3.
What did we skip?
We skipped
the DS.
Nintendo DS.
We did skip the DS.
And the PSP.
Yeah, I was really looking back and thinking about that. I think I liked the PSP more than the Nintendo DS.
Oh, absolutely. Fucking Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal Metal Gear Solid game.
One of my favorites, I know this wasn't particularly an amazing game, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core.
Yeah, I loved that game. That was so cool.
So good. I was looking at this, not really like a DS game I'm looking at. I'm like, that game was great. I'm thinking, Mario 64 DS. Oh, that was Mario 64.
Right.
The Zelda games, they're good, but they're like the worst of the franchise.
Yep. Oh, Mario Party. Oh, the garbage parties of the already garbage Mario
There
parties.
was the Layton series, which I liked the Layton series on the DS a lot. That's
Layton?
Layton?
Professor Layton.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Those were very good, but there really wasn't that many like really notable games. Like, if you think about the games that utilized the DS the best,
Yeah.
Brain Age, Nintendogs. Not games
Yeah.
I look back at and I'm like, ooh, yeah, I played this shit at Nintendogs. My Brain Age was fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, what was notable to you on the DS?
I honestly never had a DS before this new Nintendo 3DS.
Which we'll get to. It's
Yeah.
one of Nintendo's best systems.
But this is similar to like the Game Boy Advance, where everything I can remember that was on that system was literally just ports of SNES games, or a port of a 64 game with added features, or a port of Final Fantasy IV that was the complete version. And
I did really enjoy playing Final Fantasy III on my DS.
Yeah.
But that was notable about that game, though, is that it was not the same Final Fantasy III that came out in America. Final Fantasy III that came out in Japan never came to America, or something like that. There's something weird like that, and then that one was remade and brought to the DS, and that was very good. Since we didn't do any research ahead of time, I feel like a lot of that was wrong, but I might be right. I don't know.
Nice. So we'll just kind of agree that Nintendo DS, maybe, I don't know, you shouldn't play it.
Yeah, like there's. Oh, all right, okay. One was the best game on the DS.
What?
Mario Kart DS.
All right.
There we go.
Great. Fucking great.
Yep.
Both. Done. Who's gonna reprimand us for it? Nobody.
No one.
PSP, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
I would say-
absolute best game on the thing.
Yeah, I would say that is undeniably the best game.
Also, God of War, Ghost of Sparta,
and Chains of Olympus.
are fucking great
I
games,
never really liked those games too much, like the God of War games in general. I played a lot of those two games.
Yeah.
They were very good. They also, I remember, this is so weird. I remember my mom looked at that game and was like, "Wow, that game looks good." like she's like, "That looks like the games you play on the TV." And that was the first time I played a handheld game like that. Sony was always making the promise of like, you're gonna play these console level games, on the go. Those two games and Peace Walker were the only three games I felt that really hit that.
Yeah.
Like Daxter, I liked that game, but it was never really the same thing as playing Jack and Daxter.
Yeah. Or Assassin's Creed, whatever the fuck it was called.
No, that was on the Vita.
That was Liberation. There was an Assassin's Creed game on the PSP. I remember because after I installed Homebrew, I pirated it, and it was not good. So I'm glad I didn't.
No way. What was it called?
Let's look it up. I think it was like similar because there's like a DS port of it as well.
Altair Chronicles.
No.
That was a DS game.
Assassin's Creed PSP. Assassin's Creed Bloodlines? Yep, Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. It was not good.
I feel like I played this.
Got a 63% on the
yes,
Metacritic.
I did play this. It was as good as an Assassin's Creed game was going to be on a system like that.
All right.
I do remember that game now. Oh, wow.
PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3 was good.
That was some good shit.
Best utilization, I don't think we can debate this. Last of Us or Uncharted.
Oh, man.
For me, it's Last of Us.
You know what's weird? I didn't even think of those games on that system. I guess I most recently played them on PS4.
I did play it on PS4 first, but I'm going to count it as a PS3 game. I have not played a game.
Last of Us, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I have not played a game that is that engrossing in storytelling and that like emotionally wrenching throughout. Such a good game.
Yeah. Nailed it. Done. All of those.
Yep.
Last of Us, Uncharted 1, 2, 3, go.
But Demon Souls?
No, Demon Souls was pretty good, but there are other...
I mean, Dark Souls was, I think, I played a little bit of Demon Souls, but I like Dark Souls
Demon
more.
Souls better than Dark Souls 3. I haven't played Dark Souls 1 or 2, but I enjoyed Bloodborne better than all of those.
Bloodborne's so good. We'll get to Bloodborne.
Yeah, we'll get there. PS3 is done. That was quick. Nailed it. Nintendo Wii. Wiener.
Best utilization of the Nintendo Wii?
Yeah. This is where it gets tough, actually.
I disagree. I think it's very easy. Skyward Sword had the best utilization of what the Wii hardware was.
I never played that game.
Best looking Wii game, and it was the one-to-one motion controls worked better than other motion controls I played on the Wii.
I can't argue against it because I think I've seen the box art of that game. I think that's all I know about that game.
It's actually, I will say this, I stopped playing it because as much as I'm going to say, yeah, it utilized the Wii motion controls very well, I also hated using the Wii motion controls to play that game. But I did utilize them very well. That's just not how I wanted to play a Zelda game. The dungeons in that game, however, are fucking awesome. And I'm going to go back and play that game at some point just to play those dungeons and just kind of power through the motion
finding a
controls.
system to do it on.
No, I have a Wii U.
Yeah, until it's dead forever in your life.
Nintendo systems last a long time. My GameCube lasted 15 years.
Yeah, but now everything is shit. Have you felt that Wii U gamepad? I don't know.
I don't know what point you're trying to make. You're just trying to make me mad because I'm a Nintendo fanboy.
Super Mario Galaxy 2, though.
Yeah, Super Mario Galaxy
maybe
games,
the best game on that system.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 3. You wanted to bring that up.
I did. That was like as like a.
And then you thought about it more?
Like that. And then I thought about it more and realized that there were a lot of other good things on the Wii
Mario
too.
Galaxy, I feel so bad for not playing those games.
You have the opportunity. You have a Wii U.
It is available for $20 in the Wii U. And this is a reason to get a Wii U alone. The Metroid Prime trilogy is $20 on Wii U.
Hey.
Holy shit.
Do you know why you shouldn't get a Wii U, though? Because it's like more than 2/3 the cost of a Switch.
One game we totally forgot to talk about on the GameCube?
What?
Smash Bros.
Oh, fuck! And Nintendo 64.
Yeah, that one's not as good.
Because you haven't played it.
No, I have.
You
It's
have?
so slow in comparison to the other ones.
Oh, shit.
I played, to be fair, I also played it after I played every other Smash Bros. Game, and then I went to go play that one at like a Smash Party.
What did we say?
A Smash Party, let me clarify what a Smash Party is before assumptions are made. It is a party where you play Smash Brothers.
Oh, okay. Not where you smash brothers.
No, yes, not where I smash other brothers, yeah.
What did we say for GameCube were the two games?
Metroid Prime. And I think it was just Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime Resident Evil 4.
I think we should throw Smash Bros. In there.
Yeah, I think so too.
Fucking yeah. Next up.
So we have Skyward Sword and Galaxy
2, yeah.
Okay.
PlayStation Vita.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to throw out there. Yeah. Best utilization, Tearaway.
Nope.
Best
oh yeah, okay. But I do have a close one though.
Yeah.
You're not going to agree. Many people might not know this game, but Lumines on Vita.
I didn't play it.
It is so I have a Vita in my dresser right now that is broken, and I'm going to get it fixed and pay the like $130 to get it fixed, only to play Lumines. I will do nothing else on that besides play Lumines. It is a Tetris style Puyo Puyo game where actually it's more Puyo Puyo because you're trying to combine like colors and stuff.
Okay. And
you get these like they come down in 2x2 grid like blocks. They come down. You have to combine them together, and it's also to dance music. And I love dance music.
Love dance music, yeah.
And you get bonus points by tapping the back touchpad to the beat of the music as you're playing. I have lost so many hours into that. They'd be like, "Hey, it's 9:00. I'm gonna, play a little bit, then go to bed." And I'm like, "Holy fuck! It's 3:00 in the morning, and I don't know what happened." And that's not an exaggeration. Like that happened many, many times.
Yeah.
So I would say Lumines is like up there for me. but you don't know it.
Man.
Tearaway, because of the camera utilization,
They
the back
used
touchpad.
every fucking drop of that Vita.
I would even go as far as to say Tearaway is the best game to utilize every aspect of a console, unlike any other game on any other console. No other console game has taken so much advantage of the system it's on, other than Tearaway. Yes, I agree with you on that.
This will be a little bit of a shock, I think, to you, but I think the best game people should play on it is Killzone Mercenary.
No, I agree with you completely. Yeah. What's really funny, I got really into the online multiplayer.
Me too. Me too.
It was good. It was really good.
Yeah, I think that definitely it was gorgeous for what was there. I think a close second, obviously, is Uncharted Golden Abyss
And Gravity Rush.
Yeah, Gravity Rush. It
That was
just
really
a
good.
fun game.
I loved Gravity Rush.
I
It
know
was
you
great.
did. But yeah, Killzone Mercenary, definitely play the fuck out of the game. Best utilization, Tearaway.
And one was really, really good too.
What?
The Resistance game.
Shut up. New Nintendo 3DS. And by that I mean 3DS / new Nintendo 3DS.
Best game, Link Between Worlds.
I think
That game is
I gotta say so.
really, really good. But it only utilizes the system. In this case, utilizing the system the best means the best 3D.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's also the accelerometers and the stylus and...
Here's a game that combines all those.
Okay, tell me about it.
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion.
The best utilization of the 3DS hardware. That game is
Yeah.
fucking great.
I never beat it.
So good. I actually am on the final boss and never beat it. Because it kind of is like, it's the only game where I'm like, I don't want to beat it. Like, I just want to like enjoy this game forever.
This game so much, I don't want to
I
beat
really
it.
took my time with it, but I loved every second of playing that game.
Yeah, it was great while I played it.
Yeah, really good. Super Mario 3D Land.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It's very good.
I don't think it was anywhere near, like... Oh, maybe it is best on 3DS. I don't know.
It's a very good 3DS game. It is one of the few 3DS game or few Mario games that I completely 100%ed. They get every coin, top of the flagpole as Mario and Luigi in every single level. And
Even in the secret world?
even in the secret world.
Dang.
So and all the coins in the secret world. And when you do that, you get a bonus level that is impossibly hard. Beat that with Mario and Luigi 2 with the top flagpole.
Dang.
Boom.
You guys holding the single. Oh man. So yeah, Luigi's Mansion and what else?
Link Between Worlds.
I think I like that.
Yeah, that was... Can we just take a moment to say how awesome that system was?
3DS?
Yeah. I mean, it still is, technically, because Nintendo says it's not going away. It's totally going away.
Smash Bros on it.
Smash
The fact
Bros
that you
was
got
on
a
it.
full-fledged Smash Bros game on that thing was amazing.
Oh, so good. The Mario Kart game on it is also very good. It's also the first handheld system that really took advantage of Virtual Console.
Yeah.
So you have like Super Metroid, Super Mario 3D World, Super
Earthbound.
Mario World, not Super Mario 3D World. That was on the Wii U, which we'll get to.
It is also the best place to play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Exactly. There's so many great games on that. But going to the whole Virtual Console, it's also the best place to play those Virtual Console games. To our first episode of the podcast, where we talk about how bad the Virtual Console was on the Wii U, but it's all fixed if you played on a 3DS. All of the delay in controls.
Yeah. Hey Wii U, what's up?
I liked the Wii U
Mario
a lot.
Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8 is the best game.
Absolute best game on it.
So here's the tricky thing. Do we count Breath of the Wild? That is a Wii U game. But it's tough because Mario Kart on the Wii, by the way, was also very, very good.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Very good. I actually say it's my favorite game on that system. That's for that system specifically. And I'd say Mario Kart 8 is also... here's the really funny. The two games you just brought up, Mario Kart 8 and Breath of the Wild, but best games of the Wii U. Also the best games of the Nintendo Switch. Literally both the same exact games.
Yep.
So, yeah, I would say that for me, Mario Kart 8 is, if you're not counting Breath of the Wild, is the best game on the system.
Yeah.
If you're counting Breath of the Wild's the best game on that system. However, Mario Kart 8 utilizes the system the best in terms of the graphical fidelity.
Yeah.
It is so insanely gorgeous.
Definitely.
60 frames of buttery smooth Mario Kart action.
Butter. Love butter.
What game took advantage of the Wii U gamepad very well?
None. That's why they failed, because they didn't let anyone know why it was a good thing to use, because it wasn't a good thing.
Ubisoft had the best utilization of it.
The Zombie U.
Zombie U. The zombies coming after you. You got to find your flashlight in your backpack, which is your Wii U gamepad.
Oh my god. Star Fox.
No.
Well,
No.
it was a trash game.
No.
But using that as your aimer and things
But
like that.
when people say
and-
that the controls were convoluted because of that, I don't know if utilizing it to the best is good in that case.
Oh, you're right.
What else came? Because there was a lot.
O'Reilly's
Best
Auto
utilization of the Wii U gamepad. I can't believe this didn't dawn on me.
Mario
Super
Maker.
Mario Maker.
Yep,
Yeah.
Mario Maker.
Mario Maker, not Super Mario Maker, just Mario Maker. Mario Maker.
Yep.
Best utilization.
Yeah, nailed it. Done.
Didn't
Mario
like
Maker,
the game,
Mario
though.
Kart 8.
Didn't like the game though.
Well, it's just because you were bad at levels. And
No.
also nobody else was good at making levels and
Yeah.
making them discoverable.
Exactly. Yep. The discoverability was terrible. I
Yeah.
just was only fed shitty levels.
Yeah.
It was not worth playing. They need to re-release the game on the Switch, and like in handheld mode. That's where you can edit because you're just like kind of they're in handheld mode, just making levels, and then you dock it and you can play them. That'd be great.
That sounds good. I'll have that.
Okay, so
Next up is
Xbox One.
Xbox One.
So, there's not really many exclusive games. Of the
So
Xbox
games
One.
I can think of are Halo, Gears of War, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break. Quantum Break was interesting. I don't think it wins either of those categories though.
No, it doesn't. It's tough to say utilizes the hardware the best because there's not really any specific like Connect or there's nothing specific. I don't know. There just wasn't. There's not many standard Xbox One games to me.
Yeah.
I think Sunset Overdrive is the best exclusive Xbox One game. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Halo
Count
Wars
Master
2.
Chief Collection.
That's a
No.
remake of games
Yeah.
that two of which we said weren't as good as the prior two.
Halo 5 wasn't that great.
The multiplayer was good according to my roommate who plays that a lot.
The single player was not that good, according to me, who played it.
Mm-hmm. Dark Souls 3.
Well, dang.
Yeah.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Horizon Zero. Oh no. Resident Evil 7.
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive
That's
is
probably my pick for best game on it. God, I hope they have a good E3.
Yeah, this is why I'm worried about Microsoft.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're not gonna have time to talk about that part today. We'll work that into next
Yeah,
week.
no, I have. Oh yeah, no, it's not. I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
Yeah.
PS4.
PS4.
PS4. This is gonna be tough for me. Bloodborne. Best game.
Bloodborne was freaking great. Although Horizon Zero Dawn, man. Oh my God.
So all right, where do we want to start with? Utilizes hardware the best?
I don't know. I just want to say Horizon Zero Dawn
You
for
just wanna say
everything.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
But God, yeah, Bloodborne. I fucking loved that game.
That's the game that got me into the Souls series.
Yeah.
I remember being stuck in the first area for 6 hours because I could not beat the boss, and like that was just how the game.
Cleric Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just kept trying to level up and get better. 6 hours, and then after that, I'm like, man, am I have to play every single area like this in order to get past it? That sucks. But like, nope, that's just how I had to learn how to dodge effectively and attack, and now I would say
You
I'm
never
great.
learned how to heal appropriately, though.
No, yeah, I died
Every
a lot.
time you play those games, you just like health goes all the way down, and then I'm like, hold in, heal, and then just go running into a crowd of people. Like, hold in, heal,
That's because my middle name is Danger.
and you die. Your middle name doesn't matter what it is because you're fucking dead.
No, I'm just really so. My strategy in that game is that I level up my stamina more often, so I can just jump around enemies really quickly. Health isn't as important to me.
It doesn't matter if your health is high. You have potions to heal you.
A limited amount. I don't want to use all of them. I usually wait until my health is like down to pretty low, and then I increase it.
Horizon and Bloodborne, gal. Those are the two games you pick on the PS4.
Horizon, Bloodborne. So because this is where I think things will diverge more for us. The Witness is up there for me.
Really?
Yeah, that game is really, really good.
As like the best game or a game that utilizes the system?
As one of the best games on the PS4. And then on top of that, I think Uncharted 4, considering it's the only Uncharted game I actually liked, and I loved it.
Are we just listing games you love on the PS4, or are we?
I'm just brainstorming the best one. Just brainstorming the best ones. We named a bunch of games for the other consoles. Why are we suddenly being more strict about what's only?
Because Horizon Zero Dawn exists and you haven't played it yet.
I will play it.
Once you play it, you'll agree with me, and everything else will be sucky.
I'm worried about playing that game.
Don't worry, it's great.
I'm really worried about it.
Don't worry. Cool.
Yeah. So those are the.
Then Swatch.
Oh, that's are we counting? I mean, jeez, if I were to
Legend of Zelda.
Nope, I would say Lego City Undercover.
Legend of Zelda and Fast RMX. I'm kidding.
I would say utilizing the system the best. Legend of Zelda is the best one. I don't think anyone would really debate that.
Yep.
But the game that utilizes the system the best is Snipper Clips.
Okay.
Gives you the Joy-Con and attaching the Joy-Cons to like.
The more I think about that game, the more I just don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that game.
I mean, I'm not into puzzle games really.
It's because you're lame.
I
actually would say being into puzzle games makes you more lame. What game are you playing? The Witness.
Yeah, I'm just not into puzzle games, and then it's like, oh, this is kind of a cool concept. Okay. I don't want to do this 90 times.
It's the first game I played on the Switch in like a party setting where everyone was just laughing outrageously. No one would have had that with Fast RMX.
Good.
I love Fast RMX, but I think
great.
Snipper Clips is the better utilization of the
Switch. For real,
hardware.
though, the only game that exists on the Nintendo Switch is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, so...
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that all the systems now?
Did we do all the systems. We did it.
We did it.
Well, now we have to do systems that are coming out in the future, starting with... I'm kidding.
Oh, my God. You guys, that took a lot longer than I thought, but that was
we
fun.
forgot one. We did forget one.
What did we forget?
If you want to count it, PlayStation VR.
I do. God.
Resident Evil 7 is the best utilization.
Definitely best utilization. Absolutely. But when it comes to best game on it... Thumper was fucking great. Honestly... Oh, shit. I don't know. Best utilization might go to Rush of Blood. Until Dawn Rush of Blood.
Did you play the full game?
Yeah, I played every level of it. And it was a fucking blast.
The whole on-rails aspect is just so uninteresting to me.
Well, the only time you played it, one of the controllers fucked up and you were inebriated. So
I was not inebriated.
You totally were. I think you'd have a better experience with it if you played it again. But also, you don't like scary things, do you?
No, I love scary things.
You do.
I'm a huge fan of scary movies.
I'm getting you confused with someone stupid. Yeah. That was a backhanded compliment.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I thought it was more of like I think you're also stupid, so I commonly confuse you with people that are stupid.
No, so Rush of Blood and Resident Evil. I think Rush of Blood, but Thumper. God damn it.
Thumper was great.
Resident Evil was being in that world.
You played the whole game in
the entire
VR,
thing, yeah. And I could only play it in 2-hour chunks because it was just like, that's all my heart could take.
Mm-hmm.
But Thumper, I was straight up addicted to that game for the first 2 weeks that I had. I played that game almost exclusively. In fact, there are so many games that I have not played that I bought at launch that I just haven't played because I played Thumper so much, and then something else came out, and then I just kind of didn't play the rest of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shout out to Rush of Blood. Oh, but Batman was cool. I don't... fuck.
What was the one where you're like the spy and you have all the little mini...
I Expect You to Die?
I Expect You to Die. I loved that. That's like... Fun. That's my... I got the best sense of place, I think, in that game. Where I was able to interact with everything and kind of play around.
Yeah. I'm going to shout out Rush of Blood, Resident Evil 7. Rush of Blood for You Should Do It, for using all of the shit. Resident Evil 7 for You Should Play This all in VR.
Okay. I would say Resident Evil 7 and then Thumper.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool titties.
Cool. So, I got some subscriber interrogatives for you, Chad.
Tell me all about it. Tell me your questions, because I love answering questions.
So what was your... Let's start with the first one here, because that makes sense, because you have these things in order. What was your first or your favorite E3 announcement, and then your favorite like conference?
My favorite announcement is a little bit of a cheat, but it was the PS4 announcement. The one
That's the
not the
that
announcement of the PS4, but
the conference.
Yeah, the conference.
I 100% agree with you. I don't
where
think
it was just one after another. Hey, fuck you, Xbox One. Hey, fuck you. We beat
here's how you share a game.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Oh yeah, what's the price? $100 less. It was like
smaller, sleeker, cooler looking system.
So
great game lineup.
Like it was just such a fucking bombshell.
Yeah, I think it's not even because their conference was amazing. If it weren't for Microsoft's devastatingly bad conference,
sports, television, TV,
entertainment system, all in one.
Yeah, so I think that was like my favorite.
Don't share your games with anyone.
Yeah.
We own all your games.
But
lease them
honestly,
through us.
I think maybe my favorite. I think last year's Sony presentation was the fucking coolest presentation.
It was nothing but games.
Live
It was
orchestra.
like games,
it was so many great games,
yeah.
And there was just no bullshit in there, and it was so amazing. I think that was my favorite like conference ever, and then like the moments of the hey Xbox One, fuck you. Those are my favorite E3 moments.
Or what about game announcement? I think that's what the
game
I think that's what the subscriber was really going for with the question.
Got you. Game announcements. When they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake for real. Oh no, that was PSX, wasn't it? Yeah, that was PSX.
Yeah, that was PSX.
Well, shit.
So mine's a total cheat.
What is it?
But it does count within the rules. Best announcement at a E3.
Yeah.
Last year's Nintendo with the Zelda announcements. It was the whole conference.
That's not. But the game was already revealed. Like
the trailer, I should say. The trailer, like that trailer. No, because the game they had said, "Hey, it is coming out," but they didn't really reveal like what the world was and all that. Like that reveal was. If I'm going to nerd out here for a second, I've watched that trailer within the past week.
Oh my god!
Because it's such a great trailer. It's so good. I like watching trailers in general. Yeah. I go back and watch like old game reviews and stuff all the time.
I don't know if I could pick. You know what was cool though? I was super intrigued. I don't know if this is my favorite. I just can't think of any right now. But when Watch Dogs was announced.
Oh yeah, because they hadn't announced next gen systems yet.
Right, but they just kind of this is the concept for the game. It's coming to some undisclosed systems. But that was a cool reveal, kind of what that was going to turn into. Yeah. It turns out the game's but
that's usually the case though with those like next gen. Let's take a look at this game. Yeah. It's always like, whoa, games in the next generation are going to be so much better than the last generation. And you're like, oh, they're kind of the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Good question, subscriber. I added one in here. Somebody added one. Game-related injuries. What are some game-related injuries you can think of? First of all, what comes to mind to me is all of these people in Korea that die from playing for 48 hours straight World of Warcraft.
Is that seriously a thing?
I feel like I read one of those every year. Man dies in China or man dies in Korea because he played World of Warcraft for 48 hours and forgot to eat or something like that.
I don't really have any game injuries. The worst is like playing on my smaller 3DS when I had that. I got hand cramps.
Oh, man. Did you ever play Mario Party on the Nintendo 64?
No, I never played Mario Party in general.
On the games where you had to spin the joystick, and you would do it with your palms. You could spin it fastest, and then you wear a hole in the middle of your hand, and all the skin's gone. Yeah,
that's dedication.
Fucking Mario Party, man.
It's kind of like Chad always wins, but he's seriously injured at the end of it, so I'm okay with it. I'd rather have my hand intact rather than win this Mario Party game.
Yep,
mini game. I don't hand cramping. It's the worst I've had with
hand cramping. Yeah, it sucks.
It's the worst. And then you gotta like stop playing for 3 seconds and stretch your hands out for a second, and you go right back into it. It's like, oh, it's unbearable.
Yeah, terrible. You should go to the doctor. And then, what are your favorite couch co-op games?
The best one's Overcooked.
Overcooked is freaking great.
Snipper Clips counts in that, but couch co-op games.
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
I really enjoy Borderlands. That's a really fun one to play couch co-op with.
Oh, is that co-op? Really?
Yeah, up to 4 players. Yeah. With split screen. What? Split screen gaming podcast? Oh my god, that's amazing. Other couch co-op. I had a really fun time playing Diablo 3 with Tom. That was super fun. Yeah. I'm also really enjoying some of the cooperative stuff with VR, and I'm really looking forward to Star Trek Bridge Crew. That comes out
that
next
game
month.
looks so boring to me.
Oh my gosh, have you ever played the iOS game Space Team?
No.
Oh my gosh, we should play Space Team soon. It's a game where each person has their own control panel.
Yeah.
And you're getting instructions for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you might have flush the toilet, overdrive the carburetor to 94, and, like, all of these nonsense things on the spaceship. Mm-hmm. And if we don't do all of these things, then asteroids hit us in wormholes, and then we fucking crash everywhere. God, I wish I would have brought this game up on our iOS games episode.
Yeah, I was just doing the same thing.
Space Team, it's so much fun, but if you play with a bunch of people, it's just a bunch of people screaming instructions at each other that are nonsense. Close the pirate flap! And then it's like, who the fuck is a pirate flap? It's still telling me to close the pirate. Anyway, it's basically just screaming a lot of nonsense instructions at everyone really to try to avoid everyone crashing and dying. Mm. And that's what I feel like Star Trek Bridge Crew is going to be. It's just like everyone shouting commands at each other, and all of these people in these VR headsets linked up across the world.
It's so every time I've seen a trailer for it, it is always just like, you can be in the bridge with the crew. Isn't that awesome? And that's the only point they make. They don't bring up like, this person do that. I'm sure it's part of it, but they don't point that out.
Yeah.
So it just seems like it's gonna be this really slow paced game.
Well, I'll let you know when I buy it sometime very soon.
I will let you know when you waste your money.
Speaking of wasting money, you bought a Switch. I'm just kidding. It's awesome.
I love my Switch. It's blue.
Hey, y'all. That's all we got for this week on the Split Screen Gaming Podcast.
Our most ambitious podcast yet.
To date. Episode 9. 9 of these. Will you do us a favor? If you've listened this long, you've listened for an hour and a half, you went through some stuff with us. We were tired, and you gave us food. We were thirsty, and you gave us drink. Share this with your friends. Tell your friends, hey, you guys know that Holden DePardo and that Chad Michaelinis guy? You should listen to them. They're great friends. You'll be best friends with them, too. So share it and show them our podcasts on our website and stuff.
We've also got some exciting things coming up as well. We have a spoiler chat of Horizon Zero Dawn. I swear to God, I almost said Horizon Breath of the Wild.
Oh my God.
Which would have been really sad if we made that mistake. I already said New Super Mario Bros. In this.
Yep.
So we have a Horizon Zero Dawn spoiler chat coming up, which will be very exciting, with another lifelong friend, Josh Osborne.
Josh Bourne.
Josh Bourne.
Josh and Bourne.
Josh and Bourne.
I'm Jason Bourne in a Sean Connery accent. Hey, y'all, you're great. You're fucking beautiful flower men. Goodbye.